Okay, good. We're getting you warmed up. Have another beer. It's $1.50 goes to Tox on Tap if you buy some of those. How would you suggest spent nuclear fuel be managed if not in waste repositories? So I don't think I said that it shouldn't go in a waste repository. However, I think the thing that people probably don't understand about used nuclear fuel is that for the last 50 or so years, it's been producing 50% of the electricity in Ontario, which is the most populated province in Canada, and that no one has suffered an ill effect as a result of that, the storage of that nuclear fuel. So when everybody says you can't go on generating electricity, you haven't dealt with the problem, there isn't actually really a problem because we know how to manage it as long as we have a developed society. Now, if society completely collapses, I would argue that we have a different problem that we have to deal with first. But we know that we can manage it safely. Now, the people of Canada were asked what they would like the industry to do with it, and they decided, based on the information that I had for socioeconomic reasons, that it ought to go into a used fuel repository, which would be deep underground and geologically safe. And if that is certainly an appropriate way of storing the material. However, whilst I completely support moving forward to do that, because that does mean that even if society does collapse, it will remain out of the environment and therefore not be a problem to it, even if mankind is not around to look after it appropriately. One of the things that I do believe very passionately in is that we shouldn't close off that repository, because I am absolutely certain we are going to go back into it to get something out. And I also believe that the technology will be available to us to do that remotely in such a way that the people of the future will not be worried about it at all. So, so I think the answer to that question is that if the people of Canada want it in a repository in order to feel safe, that's a perfectly fine place to put it. Let's make sure that we can go back in and get it out when we want it.